I guess wait for 4 5 minutes. I'm coming in 2 minutes. If anybody have a doubt, I can also take. Okay, I'll like a 2 minutes. Okay, so I think we can start. First of all, do we need to on video? No, not required. Not required. Okay. First of all, guys, raise hand those who were not there yesterday. Raise hand all those people who were not there yesterday. The first class for them. Is there anyone who was not there yesterday? And this is our first class? No? Everyone was there? Okay. Makes sense. Fine. So first of all, guys, anyone, any question, any doubt from the previous class? Raise hand if you have any question, any doubt from the previous class. No question, doubt? Okay. So, yes, Abhilash, go ahead, please.
सर ये एनपीएम को एक्टिव करने के लिए जा रहा था तो उसमें कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है।
Node.js इंस्टॉल कर लिया लैपटॉप में?
जी सर, Node.js कर लिया है।
So is it your own personal laptop?
जी सर।
तो क्या प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है फिर? क्या प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है?
उसको ओपन करने के बाद जो हमारा जेसन फाइल जो सब एक जगह आके खुलता है।
तो आप VS कोड बोले ना, नोट जस्ट विजुअल स्टूडियो कोड में इशू आ रहा है ना आपको, नोट एंडपॉइंट ना इशू आ रहा है।
हाँ जी।
उसमें मैंने कल दिखाया था ना उसको कैसे करते हैं। आप यहाँ पर न्यू विंडो ओपन करेंगे, फिर यहाँ से फोल्डर को सिलेक्ट करेंगे, ओपन करेंगे, देन यू विल सेलेक्ट अ फोल्डर फ्रॉम हियर। यहाँ से आप फोल्डर सेलेक्ट कर लीजिए, दैट्स इट।
सर डायरेक्ट कोई फोल्डर बना हुआ उसके द्वारा भी तो किया जा सकता है ना, डायरेक्ट वीएस कोड से ओपन करके उसको।
हाँ तो बोला ना मैंने आपको, यहाँ पर क्लिक करके फोल्डर सेलेक्ट कर लो जहां पर बना रखे हैं फोल्डर, जिसके अंदर जिस फोल्डर के अंदर कोड है आपका। और मेरा कोड इस फोल्डर के अंदर है, तो आई ओपन दिस फोल्डर, आई ओपन दिस फोल्डर जस्ट लाइक दिस।
जी।
सो व्हिचएवर फोल्डर यू हैव, जस्ट ओपन दैट।
ठीक है सर, मैं उसको फिर से देख के एक बार करता हूँ।
ठीक
है।
एनी मोर क्वेश्चन है एनीवन? Okay. Now we'll come next thing, guys. Yesterday we were in the structure where we understand that how exactly your npm work. We have also understand that how exactly the package.json, package log.json, what do things do. Guys, again, it's a request. I'm again requesting, if you're not there yesterday, then I've told yesterday also, try to raise hand rather than pinging in a chat. I'll do the problem for that, guys. A Zoom. When you ping something in a chat, now it's a 90% chance I'll not able to answer a question. And the reason for that was to see the chat, I have to come to different screen. I have to open a chat, then I can only see that. I request if you have any question, raise hand. I'll try to answer very quickly. Chetan, unmute and talk. Chetan.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yes.
So, sir, is the package.log.json will work if we don't create package.log.json in our file? I mean, in our folder. Still, the application will work.
Yes, it will work.
Okay, sir. So, actually, in the package.json, we have suppose we have installed some React or Redux something node model. So internal dependencies will also installed in package.log.json, right?
What exactly is a part of the package log.json?
So internal dependencies of the modules what we are installed in package.json.
Is the internal dependency or the name of the internal dependency?
Sorry, name of the internal dependency.
And how exactly it can affect your project?
Okay.
Getting a point. You
Okay,
already
sir, got
just a name.
Yes.
The name, then how it can affect?
Okay, sir. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Fine. Okay, so yes, Anand Kumar.
Sir, I have one question. Like, in which language we will continue? In JavaScript or TypeScript?
JavaScript.
Okay.
Okay. Cool, guys. So let's get started. Now, here, guys, first of all, when we talk about in terms of guys package logic.json, we make a git ignore file to avoid pushing the node module to the git. That's what requirement. Now the next thing which I'm going to pick up is basically guys, first of all, your structure of application. In this application guys, there will be one more file available that is called as a readme file. readme.md. MD stand for markdown. What this readme file basically do is, it's a detailed description of the application. Detailed description of app. What it means? Basically, guys, what happen is, when you make any application, correct? So obviously, guys, you are only not the one who is going to work on this. There will be multiple developers together who will work on the one application. Now, and office guys, it's not possible for every developer to tell that, okay, this is this, this is that, these are our environment variables, these are the different pages, these are different functionalities. It's very difficult for any company guys to talk about those things in detail to any developer. They can give an overview of that, but they're not able to talk about each and everything in detail with you guys. Correct? So for that purpose, now we create a file called your readme file. So this readme file is a one guys that contains the detail of the application. So when I say detail of the application guys, basically it tells that what environment variables we are using, what all thing is in my application, if you have to start it, what extra thing you have to install. So for any developer, and again, it's a static file. MD stand for markdown. Okay. In the readme.md, the MD stand for markdown is one extension for this kind of a files, which are just a text file, static files. And the only use of this file is to give the detail about the application to anyone who will use that. Okay. So that's one thing. Now in this readme.md file, I'll just have a detailed description. Again, this is not a compulsory file, but it's good to have always in one application. Then normally guys, we have one folder called SRC, source folder, and one public folder. One source and one public. So guys, SRC is a folder that will have basically your all the logic thing, like all the JS files of the application, all the fun components and all the logics that your application will be the part of the JS file. And then whatever is in the your static thing, like if I talk about your HTML, your CSS, so all these things will be the part of the public folder. In the SRC, basically guys, we have the logical things, JS and all. And in basically your public, we have all the HTML and all other stuff will be the part of the public folder. And the best part is that guys, you know one thing, the structure we have just created, node module, package lock, or a package.json, or a readme file, or SRC and a public. You know one thing guys, this is the structure of one React application. This is the structure of one React application, which we are going to generate by the command. But just to tell you one thing here, that this is something this time I have created it manually. And what is the reason guys why I have created this thing manually? The reason for that is guys, basically, obviously, you might not come across guys any time to generate the application. You might not come across any time to install the your packages you might not come across any time to install, create a package of log.json files. All these files which I am actually creating right now is just to give you the complete awareness about the application structure. But just to mention you that this is the React application structure. This is a structure of one React app. This is how one React app folder will look like. And now next step is I will tell you the command directly to generate all this thing accordingly. Now you'll ask me one question. When we never have to create this thing, then why you are teaching us? Correct. The reason, guys. What happened, guys? 70 to 80% developers have never come across these things. And see, all of you guys who are here right now, I'll tell you, 80% people have come to this course after watching some YouTube video or some video on Udemy or some other places where you are not very confident or very comfortable. You think of joining a live class. Am I right or wrong, guys? Correct. So 70 to 80% people who are right now here came after watching some or other tutorials, might be on the YouTube, might be on the Udemy, might be on any other platform. Right? After that, guys, you realize that this is not working for you. You decided to join the live classes. But I'll tell you one thing, guys. All of you, those who are right now come after watching those videos, tell me, guys, maximum time your course will start with one thing that is called create React app. The course of a React start with create React app. I'm right or wrong, guys? I'm right or wrong? Yes, yes, sir. You're right. Yes, sir. Yes, yes. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's nobody talk about these things before. They directly do one thing. They directly generate the folder of the React application and they start with that. And the problem in the market is, guys, when they go for an interview, if somebody asks you, okay, tell me what the use of package log file, tell me what the package is, how to install a package, they never know about those things. Why? Because this is not their mistake. They have never come across these things. So it's very important, guys, that you should know about each and every file of the application you are learning. Those who are here from my previous batches, ask people, guys, ask those people, guys, Angular application is very big. So many files are there. Guys, you know one thing, I'll open each and every file of Angular and tell them that, okay, this file do this file do this, that they never struggle in their life. So that I'm talking about, guys, in a React application structure is quite small. So this application structure, now you know about each and every file. First of all, guys, anyone not clear with this folder structure, the next step which I'm jumping on is how to generate the React app, and then we'll talk about what is React. Anyone, guys, any question to this point? Raise hand. No question? Awesome. Now, guys, we have to generate the React app. There are two ways to generate a React app. Basically, one is a two-step process and one is a single-step process. So I'm not sure, guys, which one will work on your laptop. I'll tell you both the ways. One is, guys, the two-step process. The two-step process is, guys, first of all, for the window people. Window. I'll just write down. Set up React app. In the two-step process, guys, the first step. Now that is one time, this is for Windows, one time in new laptop or a first time you're doing a laptop, any laptop when you're doing it first time. What are the steps you have to do? Those people who are having office laptop, might be this will not work for you because this requires the admin your laptop. This requires the admin permission, and maximum time, guys, in offices we don't have admin permission. So okay, the one-time process, one-time step is that is right. Open the command prompt as administrator. Open the command prompt as administrator. When you search the CMD, right click there. You have an option called run as administrator. And write a command there. npm i -g create React app. What does -g stand for, guys? -g stand for global.
there are mainly three kind of package. One is called local dependency. Local dependencies are those that got installed in this particular folder only. Local dependencies are those that got installed in the particular folder only, and that is going to be used in this particular application. Suppose as example, this course. If I make a new folder, I need this course for that folder. I have to install a particular folder only. It can be used only for the particular folder. Okay, so that is called, guys, a local dependency. Whereas if I talk about global dependency, guys, global dependencies are those that get installed in your laptop. So global dependencies are those, guys, that get installed in your laptop. It's not specific to any application, not specific to any folder. But guys, as per the React, you only have to install two dependency as the global dependency. One is a React app. Second is basically your for dummy say API call JSON server. We'll talk about that later on. Guys, global packages are only generally used to generate the applications. Not apart from that, you don't require. So more or less, if I say, guys, we are going to talk about the your first global package that is called a create React app. Now, here what happened is, in this, guys, after doing this step, basically your one-time step only. Do this after that. Next, every time you need to generate the app. You need to generate the app. Sasha, just allow me a few minutes. Next, every time you need to generate the new app, your command will be like this, guys. Open command prompt, open CMD, normal CMD. Go inside folder using CMD where you want new app. Because CMD like CD and the path, which I showed you yesterday. Go inside the folder. And there now, after that, guys, basically what we'll do here is, here in this case, you just set a command call, create React app and the app name. I'll also do guys this thing. So I'll basically open the command prompt. I will go inside this folder, CD desktop API January edu React January evening, basically. Add a command called create React app and say first app. Now this is a one, guys. This command is a one who will generate the new application for me. See, guys, the very first file it generate a package of this only. We have to wait for some time. In some time, the complete application will be generated. And for a Mac people, guys, for a Mac, or for this Mac, one-time step will be open the terminal. There's nothing called, guys, administrator there. Open the terminal, Mac or Linux, both. Write sudo and this command. Then next, every time you want it, same step, guys. Open terminal and do this thing. These are two-step process. But the one-step process which can work on Office laptop also, I'm coming to that thing. But yes, first of all, I'll take a doubt in this. If anybody, where's Shasha? Now word, please.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. I have a couple of questions. I hope I'm not confusing anybody else. concerning the installation of React app. Number one, I'm always using Git Bash.
That's fine.
So
Fine, fine. that's
great,
fine.
great. I don't need to use it as an administrator, so I can download it as it is, right?
But I'm not sure, is your own personal laptop, right?
No, no, no. It's a PC, a full
No,
set of PC.
It's given by office or it's your own?
What is it? I'm sorry.
It's from your office or your own?
No, my own. I work from home. I'm already I work from home. I'm already software developer, but a back end.
Okay, if it's your own PC, then I think it's fine. If this command is working for you, as long as these commands are working for you, it's fine. You can use any one of them.
Okay, great. The last question, and thank you so much for taking my questions. The last question, if I already have my back end and I want to do the front end, I still need to do the app name or just create a React app?
Same thing. It doesn't matter that you have backend, not a backend. It doesn't matter. If you're backend or not a backend, still you have to follow the same process which I'm doing right now. As I
Okay,
mentioned,
great.
yesterday
Thank you.
also, even though you're backend, the only thing that you expose from there is the API.
Okay, thank you so much.
Any more questions, anyone? Okay. So now, first thing is, guys, now, next thing we are learning is what is a one-step process? Neha, now I'll take it out in 2 minutes, ma'am. What is the one time step, one single step which can work everywhere? For the Windows laptop, to generate the application, simple, go inside the folder where you want a new app and write a command npx create React app and app name. That's it. npx create React app and app name. Now for Windows/Mac/Linux, everywhere, this one single command can also generate the application for you. Now what the npx, guys? Npx stands for node package executable. The two-step process which you have done manually, this thing, it will do it basically automatically. What it do? It will not install anything globally, guys. First of all, I'll tell you, but it will create a kind of environment. Okay, it will create a kind of environment, and in that environment, first it install the application, I mean the package, and it use that package. You never see that environment and never need that environment. So we just, the point is that it will basically create an environment virtually. For some time, it install the package and then it use that package. So this is one process that you have here available. That is, in which what you can do is you can directly do the one-step process, and the step process should work on everyone's laptop. Unless or until I'm again, guys, why I'm highlighting this thing that should not be office laptop, because guys, you never know. Means why I have to manage this thing, tell this thing, because office laptop now, guys, I have no option to fix it. I have no option to manage it. The only reason for that is because I am not sure that what policy your office is using, what policies apply in office. So I'm actually not sure, guys, what can block you in your office, right? So just be sure. I have no idea about it, guys. If it got stuck with because of office problem, then I might not be able to help you out. That's one thing. Okay. Yes, Neha.
Hey, hi Akash. I mean, I just want to understand what is the difference between NPM, NPX, and Yarn. I mean, sometimes I also
Let's
saw
see.
people are using Yarn also.
NPM versus NPX, so I think already explained right now, correct?
Yeah, yeah, just now you have explained, yeah.
And the NP is basically Yarn is the parallel thing for the NPM. Nowadays, nobody uses Yarn, but Yarn is also there, but some office people are using. It's a parallel to that, ma'am. You can say using a Yarn or NPM, they're the same thing. The two parallel things.
Okay.
Yeah, anyone you can use. Then Rajan.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So this this one-step command is nothing but equal to the two steps command that you mentioned in the
Yeah.
above statement, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Next thing, guys. Hold on, guys. Just one second. Just one second. Yes, Akash, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to ask, like, that we are installing the NPM as a global, and some of the packages we will install as a local. So, what is the consequences if we go?
You're
Means
not
if
able to use
we
it, buddy. If you
okay,
install them as a local, not able to use it. It should be part of the application. There's no option available. Like I can install them. Not possible.
okay, fine. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now, guys, while I was talking to you, right, I studied one command also at npm create react app and the app name. Now you see what happened. That this command got completely executed, and at the last, it's a happy hacking. Guys, when it's a happy hacking, this indicator application is generated. Now go back to that folder. Is a folder, guys, first app. Now, guys, compare these two folders. This is a folder got pre-generated. Right, with this command, this complete folder got generated. And this is a folder which I have created. Now compare node module, public, src, git ignore, package log, package, and redo. Right? So this is what we call, this is a learning where we say, I don't need a command for doing anything. I have an understanding of doing everything by myself. That's what it is. Now, I'll tell you guys one point of confusion here. Now, the point of confusion here is, guys, that after this application got generated, now people have one confusion. Sir, now where to generate this package.json? So now where to run this npm? But I'm again explaining you. If you generate this application, now you don't have to do anything. It's already there. This is, I just created to teach you. So don't get confused between both of them. Now, if we see this folder structure, guys, in the package.json, there are some packages. We'll talk about the main core package first of all. There are the three main package: React, React DOM, React Script. And these are the version of the package. Somebody said, which version of React you're using? It is a React version 18 I'm using. Then, guys, in the public and src folder, there are few files are there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all these things and write everything again from beginning. But what I want to explain you right now here, guys, in both the folder, there are two files are there, which is very important. In a public folder, we have index.html. In the src folder, we have one index.js. You see? In the src folder, there is an index.js. In the public folder, there's an index.html. You see? Index.html, index.js. These are the two important files. Means, if I don't have, what about all other files? We'll talk about that, guys. If we don't have these two files there, your application is not going to run. It's not possible to run the application without these two files. It's for sure you will have these two files in each folder. In the public folder, index.html. In the src folder, index.js. If you don't have this thing, it will not run. So it's not possible, guys, to generate the application without this folder. Okay. So this files 100% will be there, guys. That's as simple as that. Now, if I talk about one more thing, that is, guys, how to run this application. Now, what are the steps to run this particular app? To run this particular app, what we'll do? Guys, we'll do like this. So I'll say step to run the app. So step 2, run app. What will do? You will write here, guys, first of all. Go inside the folder where you want, where app. I'll go inside the app folder using CMD and write a command npm start. And a command called npm start. Let me show you guys. So I'll go to folder cd first app and write npm start. When write npm start, guys, this app will compile. Now, where it is compiling, guys, it is compiling over your node server. I told you yesterday. In my laptop, other React app is running. I will show you the by running on the original port number, else you'll not able to understand it. Okay. So a point here is, guys, in terms of like by default, if I talk about one thing, when you npm start, as yesterday I mentioned, guys, you have to install the Node.js in a laptop. What is the reason for that, guys? Because ultimately this app will compile over the Node.js only. Now in the Node.js, when the app got compiled completely, the port number, so the port number on which it run by default is your local host 3000. On the port number 3000, guys, this application is going to run. Okay. The default port number in the application is 3000, guys. So it's compiled successfully. It gives me the URL also, but it get opened by default. And when opened by default, you will see something like this. If you will see something like this, okay, if you will see something like this on the screen on the port number 3000, this indicate the React app is already up and running. So this indicate the React app is already up and running. So this is, guys, the step process. Yes, Vikas, go ahead, please.
Can you show the package that it used to create that template structure in the npm site? What it exactly used to create that template in your local all the folder structure?
Which command it to do? Which package? Create React app.
Okay, so there's a package in npm with this name, is it?
Yes, create React app. When npm I, it means a package available, buddy.
Okay, and this
Then the
port.
package
Okay,
which
so it
generates
used that. So it used that pack. It just copy paste, clone that, and put into your local. Is it that is it? It has
no,
done. Is it?
it's a different step, but so the package have their own functionality. So when you have a understanding of how to get a package, but for you, just like that, there's a package which can generate this folder structure for you. This folder structure generated with the help of this package. It's not cloning from anywhere. Basically, the multiple steps that package internally do to generate this structure.
There should be some executable, right? There are some instruction. It created a lot of stuff, right? How it knows this command.
Ultimately, you can just open the npm and go to this command, this package. Okay. Go in detail. Anything, but ever see, those days are gone by where we have to worry much about it. Right? It's open internet, everything is available. Just a package name called create React app. And it's available package. Now, if you want to read anything about this package, where's the Git repository, where's the code, everything is available there. Even the link to the code of this particular package, how they're generating it. It's created by Facebook, right? So you have user guide also, you have a startup guide also. You can just go there and read anything that you want about this package. Make sense? See,
yep.
Complete detail. That's what intensively you want to learn. You can learn anything from here.
Okay, and second thing is the port. If I have to change it to default to something else,
I'll show that. I'll show you.
Okay,
you have to pass one parameter called -f port. That's it. Not a big deal. Okay. I can show you in a further class. And so with Webpack is basically a one that help to compile the code, but you are not going to come across this one. You are not going to come across the Webpack because that is already taken by one package. I'm going to explain about these three packages, what each package do. So Webpack is not required. Means it's internally use it Babel and Webpack both, but you are not going to come across this Webpack. Means any React developer who develop the application, they don't come across that. It's like this. Okay. Now, next thing guys. So the next part here is in a terms of when the application got generated. Now let's take a one step back. So at least you are set up ready with us. So let's take some step back. And the step back that basically I have to take up is I have to now start explaining you that what is ultimately your React. What the React is and what it do. Let's talk about React guys now. When we talk about React guys, what is the definition of React? Now, the very confusing word, which I know many of you are going to come back with this question. Because guys, 90% question which you're going to ask, I already come across that question might be 100 times before you guys only. What you're going to ask is also asked by many more people before you. So might be sometime it happen that even before your question get complete, I might be able to answer directly even before listening your complete question also sometime, because I know what this question is going to be. And it's not like that, okay, I'm just flaunting, or it's just like experience guys. When if in which the thing you are experienced, same happen with you also. If you are experienced in your office, if your junior is saying that, okay, how this is, sir, my question is, I want to do this. You already come to know that, okay, what the question will be. So it's just like that. Okay. So now guys, when we talk about the React, what is React? You'll say React is a front-end library which help to create single page application using component based structure. React is the front-end library that help to create basically your single page application using component based structure. Now let's go line by line. There are two confusing words guys we have. One, we call it as library. One, we call it as framework. Now some questions will come now. They ask, sir, what is the difference in a library and a framework, right? I'll tell you guys very quickly. You can say guys, library is the smaller unit of the framework. Just like that. If I have to travel, I have to basically count the distance I travel. I have an option, say kilometer. I say I travel the 1 kilometer, or rather than I say I travel the 100 meter. Same thing. At the end of the day, it's the same thing only. So I'm trying to say same thing that, okay, I traveled this much distance. Okay. So in other word, I will say that now, guys, one thing, hold on. So guys, basically when you say React library versus framework, just to explain one thing guys, it is just more or less that when we say in terms of the library is the smaller unit and the framework is a bigger unit. Guys, I'll tell you one thing what happened. Initially, when the React was started, okay, it was a very small library. If anybody heard about one thing called jQuery, okay, jQuery is a library that you can include in HTML file directly and start consuming that. So jQuery and Angular also initially was a library. Guys, libraries are generally those things which we include that in the HTML file as a one script tag and start using it, right? Like Bootstrap is one library. So, but now basically what happened over a period of time, they have evolved so much that now they have their own structure. It's no longer that React is a one link that you add in HTML file and start consuming that. So if I say this is a framework also, suppose I say React is a framework also, that's also not wrong. It's fine. It can be framework. So in other word, I'll say, but if we go to the official definition, guys, the official definition is saying that React is a front-end library or a framework which help to make a single page application. Now, second line, what is single page applications? When we talk about single page application, guys, let me show an example to you. Okay. If we talk about one single page application, guys, let's take one structure. First, let me clear this and show you one more thing. Guys, I'm not sure if you ever noticed this thing or not. Let's talk about, guys, the websites. Just like I'll open the Amazon. I'll open the Flipkart. What else should I open? Which everyone is aware of. Walmart. Let's open these websites. Now, let's notice one thing, guys. In the Angular, you see, guys, first of all, now notice one thing, guys. Check the header and footer of the application. In the Angular, guys, so in the basically Amazon, sorry, there is one header and there is one footer. Correct? Okay, notice one thing. Suppose, guys, I come to other page. Now notice, guys, on the other page also, you will have a same header and the same footer, right? The content between the header and footer is changing, but the header footer remains same. Similarly, if I talk about in terms of your Flipkart, you have one header, you have one footer. You have one header and you have one footer. Now, suppose, guys, I click on this mobile and tablets. Same header, same footer, but the content between that change. Okay. I'm not sure about Walmart. I've never noticed this website properly. We have one header and we have one footer. Okay, let's try to open any item there. Let's work same. On the top, it's a header. We have same footer. Now, what I want to explain, guys. Guys, in all the website, 90% websites have one structure. On the top, it's a header. At the bottom, it's a footer. Correct. Now, one more thing to notice, guys, here. When I talk about this Flipkart, notice one thing, guys. When I click on the, let it load completely. Actually, a lot of tabs are on my laptop. So when I click on, say, fully automatic front load machine, Now guys, basically what happened is when I'm jumping from this page, now notice one thing guys, page is not refreshing. Suppose I choose a Samsung here, content change, but the page does not refresh. Okay, go to Walmart. Suppose I choose this jeans, page it will not refresh, but the content in that website is changing. So this is a one example of single page application. Now how it working internally, let's understand. In every website guys, we have a one page that is referred as a layout page. We call this as the layout page. In this layout page guys, we have one thing common, that is the header and the footer. Oh, one second, my draw is not coming. The footer, this is the header of the website, correct? Then guys, we have the component. Components are also referred as the pages. We have the home component, we have the about component, and we have a contact component. Suppose my website have a 3-page: home page, about page, and the contact page. Home page, about page, and the contact page. So basically, now I have a contact page. Here on the top, I have a home, about, contact. So home, about, and contact. Now what happened guys? Suppose somebody click on the home. Guys, the content of a home will load in this layout area. So content of a home will load in this layout area. Now, when somebody click on about, this home will go back and about will load in this area. When somebody click on contact, about will go back and the contact will load in this area. So what is happening guys? The thing which is happening here is the content will keep on changing, but the page is not reloading. We have only one page. In that page, the content will change, but the page will not reload. And this structure is referred as the single page application. So we have one page, the content will change, but the page will not refresh. We have a basically one layout page, and that is referred as the. Now, one component can be as big as one page, and guys, one component can be as small as one table or one button. In one component, we can have multiple small components also, guys. That's possible. But there will be one page. Okay, there will be one page, but it is possible that we have a small component in one component. In this case, guys, what happened? The whole application get loaded in the browser initially as a structure, not the application. Only as a structure, it will load in the application. Then basically what happened, guys, whenever the content will keep changing, whenever the, an example I'll show you guys here, see, notice. I'll talk about this website. Oh, I'm not running that one. 1 minute, I'll run and show you. It only load the structure first of all, and later on, guys, the content will load inside that. Or you can consider in the same way, guys. Suppose I have one glass. In one glass, I want to drink a water. I'll put a water and drink that. Now I want to drink a cold drink. I can put a cold drink in the same glass. Then I want the milk. I can put the milk in a glass. Glass will be there, but I have to just change my content inside the glass. So similarly, guys, it load the structure there, but the content load later on. That's why this application will not refresh. Okay, this application will not refresh every time when we run. But the only thing that happens is this application will keep changing a content. As example, I'll show you. When I click on lunch, so all this very quickly loading. But guys, for a very small time, this loader will come, see, and then the content is coming. Notice, loader come and then a content load. So structure is there, but the content will load later on inside that. So this is what exactly refer as the your single page application. Now I'll take a pause and go ahead. If you guys have any question in regarding this, you can clear that doubts.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, sir. So when you say home, about, content,
Yes.
for me, everything is a content. So in your screen.
Component, sir. Component.
Oh, okay.
They are
Home,
called
about,
the component. Home component, about component, and contact component. They're like a 3 pages.
Oh, okay. Okay. So always the top one is the home component. Is that my
Not
understanding
like
correct?
that. Suppose in my application, I have one page called home post profile.
Yeah.
Any name. It can be any name. I'm giving
Okay.
some example that
Okay.
I have 3 pages: home page, about page, contact page. The
Okay.
example I'm explaining here, buddy. It's not like that.
Okay.
Home page will be there, then about page and contact. Not like that. I'm just saying example. That I have one website. We have 3 pages. So how it will load? Got it?
Okay.
You can set default page also. That be a default page that when application load, which is the default page that run. You can obviously mention that.
Now, when you say HAC, is it a part of the React terminology, or is it you just
The home,
giving?
about, contact. But how
Okay,
is
those
your
are part.
how is the website? In the website of Flipkart, you have one category: electronics, TV, men, women, kid, furniture. It's like that. I have a 3 page: home page, about page, contact page.
Okay, no. Can you go to that Flipkart, and then on that page, what could be the home, what could be the about, and what could be the content?
Rajan, understand. But this is an example I'm explaining that I have one website that have a 3 pages. That have a 3 page website. I have a 3 page: home page, about page, contact page. Now, it is not compulsory that every website will have these 3 pages. Did you get my point?
Okay.
So here you can say I have a 3 page here. 1 page is electronics, 1 page is TV, 1 page is men, 1 page is woman, 1 page is baby kid, like that. Did you got it?
Okay. Okay.
So I have 3 pages in my website: home page, about page, contact page. I have a 3 component: home component, about component, contact component. This is just to give example that how exactly single page application work. Sir, what is not clear?
Yeah, no, not clear. Can you go back to the Flipkart? How can you say the electronics is 1 page? That's just a drop down box. Just the
click on
menu,
electronics. Right? Have you ever tested the website properly, sir? Just click on electronics. It'll load all the electronics there. When you click on the TV,
that's a menu.
Yeah, you just click on electronics, and that's so you can say okay. Let me take a website example of some other website. We go to GitHub. Okay, you see pull request, issue, code space, market, explore. When you click on pull request, this is a 1 page, sir. When you click on issue, that's a 1 page, sir. When you click on code space, it's a 1 page, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Fine. Then Neha. Neha, go ahead.
Yeah, Akash. So I was just asking about, can we compare the React architecture, the one we used via Ajax, like earlier earlier
Ma'am.
days, right? Yeah, we are doing just.
Ajax is just to load the portion of the application. Ajax is not load a page. With the help of Ajax, you just load one portion of the application, ma'am. In one page, I've loaded some content dynamically. I use Ajax. That's what Ajax is.
So here we are we are replacing complete page.
Ma'am,
That is what
Can I
you're saying.
jump from one page to other page with the help of Ajax without refreshing the page?
I mean, we can change the content, but we cannot jump here. I mean, internally React is also doing the same, right? We are just
Ma'am,
changing the route.
I have a very
the-
simple question to you.
Yeah.
I have a 4 pages. I want that the content will change when I choose a menu there. I want to jump from one page to other page without refreshing. Can the Ajax do that?
I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't tried
can
it,
do
but
that.
we need to have some root listener and then only we can do that.
Ajax have not, ma'am, understand now, if Ajax was that good, these frameworks never come into picture. Ajax is only meant for loading the particular section in your page without refreshing it. That's what the use of Ajax. It is just the asynchronous JavaScript XML. That's the full form of Ajax, ma'am. Okay, but React is a proper library which have a lot of functionality of its own. Okay,
Okay.
you cannot compare. Comparing both of them is wrong. Absolutely wrong. That's why I'm just highlighting it. Hitesh.
Yeah, hi Akash. So as you said that it is a single page application and we have multiple components. So at the end of the day, all these components will be binded into a single HTML file and JavaScript file. So there will be a single file.
You will see that, sir. Don't worry. It's too early to talk about those things. I'll do a
Okay,
practical.
okay, yeah,
Don't worry, you do practical properly. How to make it.
yeah, sure. Thank you.
So it.
Hi Akash, I have 2 questions here. One is, can you go back to your terminal? So terminal said like Webpack compiled successfully. So what is Webpack? Second question is,
let's go one by one. Let's go one by one.
Yeah, okay.
Webpack is a tool that helps to compile the application. So to compile this React application, it is used in a Webpack internally, sir.
So where we install that Webpack?
You have to install that, sir. I said, no, it's internally used, sir. You don't have to install it.
Okay, it is taken care by like we install like Node.js or something else.
No, it's taken care by one package called React Script.
Okay, React Script. Okay, so now second question is, we have let's say my 3000 port is occupied. So can we put like my
default,
custom port?
You can do that. Only answer this question, buddy. I answered both the questions already to you. I think I missed that answer, but I answered both the questions.
Okay, yeah, okay. I think I missed that for that. Okay.
I've already answered both the
Thank
questions. Yes, and how to do that? I'll talk about it.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Any more questions, guys? Anyone? Okay. Next thing. Any other request? Like if your question, just raise hand in the beginning only, because sometimes I notice one thing that when I start explaining, then somebody raising a hand. So then you have to wait for me for a next span of the questions. You know? But if a question, just raise hand and wait. Okay, fine. Now, so as I mentioned that, guys, it's make a single page application. And why it's better? It have a drawback also. And how those drawbacks are taken care. That's all I'll tell you. First of all, guys, the benefit is that they're very fast because application don't have to refresh every time. Okay. So, guys, a React app is a faster, single page application faster. And tell you one thing, guys, every application internally, their mechanism might vary little bit here and there. But React, Angular, Vue, Backbone, Knockout, Ember, all of them work on a same pattern called single page application. Everybody follows same structure. Yesterday I explained that, guys, there are multiple car brands in the market. Everybody develop a car. Some have this thing extra, some have that thing extra, but it's a car. It's like that. So everywhere, all the frameworks do the kind of a same job, but it's just a different things inside that. Okay. Now, If I talk about one more thing, guys, here, that here in this particular structure, guys, we got component based because everything in this application is component based. Just to mention one more thing, guys, in a whole React app, there is going to be only and only one HTML file. In the whole React app, there's going to be one HTML file. So in other words, say, guys, hold on, guys. Now, guys, I'll talk about, as I mentioned, in this whole React application, there going to be only one HTML file that is called index.html. This is the only and only one HTML file that we have. Now, I will talk about next thing, guys, here. In this structure, if you notice one thing, there is package.json. In this package.json, there are three main packages. In this package.json, guys, there are three main packages we have. So what are those three main packages? First, React DOM, React script. What about React, guys? React is the main library. React is a main library which provide all functionalities. Okay. React DOM help to render the content. When I say render the content, basically, guys, whatever you're writing, you have to display that on the browser. So who will help that application to load on the browser is React DOM. Then after that, guys, you have one more thing that's called React script. React script. This help to run the application, run or compile the app. So React is a main package. So React is a main library. React DOM is basically help to render the content, and React script is a one that help to run the application. Now, guys, if I just walk you through this structure, okay. In this, we have one fav icon. So what is the fav icon, guys? When the React app run, you see this icon here, this icon in the browser. This is referred as the fav icon. We call this as the fav icon. Then there is one HTML file, guys. Okay. There is one HTML file. Now, when we say, guys, HTML file, what it contains? If I clean this file a little bit for you, it'll be like this. Like this. This is the clean file structure. Okay. So this is the clean file structure that we have. Now, basically, guys, in this very small, see, this is the only HTML file that you have. Here, if you see, guys, you have a HTML, head, and body. So in the HTML, guys, basically, you have your, I'll say, title. And in the body, you just have one div whose ID is root. So ultimately, you just have the body whose ID is root. Now, basically what happened, guys, what all application you will develop, okay, what all application that you will develop will be loaded inside this div whose ID is root. So whatever application that will develop will be loaded in a div whose ID is root. Okay. Now, next thing is that in this case, guys, there are two logos which you see on the browser, this one and this one. Manifest file is, guys, used for PWA, Progressive Web App, which is not a part of this course. So we don't need these two files. Not required. Okay. Now, similarly, in the SRC, I'm going to delete all these files, guys, now, because I want to write it by in front of you rather than just explaining you. I delete this SRC folder. Okay. Now I will create a new folder called SRC. Now, in this, I create a file called abc.js. Notice one thing, guys. What happened? Your application break and read that message. It say cannot resolve src index.js. Mainly what it means, as I mentioned, guys, it always look for the index.js. It always look for the index.js, as there no file by the name of index.js. So basically it got break. Now, when I create a file called index.js, what happened? At least the application will run. Nothing will come on the browser because we have deleted that file. It's empty file right now. It's empty. But at least the application not throwing any error, because as I mentioned to you, that ultimately, if I say without your index.js and without index.html, so your application is not going to run. So it's compulsory. These two files should be there in particularly your laptop, means in an application base. Clear? Cool. Now, guys, anyone not clear with the structure, go ahead. Yes, Sandeep, go ahead, please.
If we have run another JS file, what we can do?
Sorry?
If we run app.js, is there any way?
No, you don't know any way to run the app.js, buddy.
Okay.
Okay. So guys, this is a structure that what in a public and so in a public, the major thing is the index.html, which is just a 9 line of a code. And basically now we have index.js where we're going to start writing the code. Next thing, guys. So as I mentioned to you last time, that you guys have to study these 4 or 5 topics in the JavaScript. I'm not sure how many have done that yesterday. And I'm not expecting that you should be able to complete that by yesterday. But by next week, I expect you guys to be aware of these topics. Okay. If you are not aware of these topics, these all topics by next week, then the trouble will start coming to you. I'm telling you guys, the trouble will start coming to you. Why? Because you start, might be, if you don't have never done a development, if you have done a development in any language now, Java developer, .NET developer, Python developer, any language, if you have done the development, okay, then it's fine. Then absolutely fine. Then you know it, you can even skip this because every language has the same thing, guys. At the end of the day, every language works same. So it's fine. But if you've never worked in a coding world ever, then I recommend you to read about this package for sure. No alternative. Okay. So when I talk about guys here, now we are going to talk about the very important thing called as the component. Guys, basically, the 3 type of component in React. One is called as a functional component. One is called as a class component. Class component. One is called your hooks component. Hooks component. Now, what difference between them? We'll talk about that in the might be today or might be in upcoming class. But first, what I want to explain you. In the first stage, guys, we're getting a functional component only. But what a difference in that? What the use of that? I'll talk about that. No need to worry about it. Guys, as I mentioned, everything I'll cover and I'll try my best to cover in the best possible manner what I am teaching and what I'm aware of. So you don't have to worry about, sir, what is this? What is that? I'll try my best to cover. But if still you feel you have not covered that, then I'll try to answer that also. Not a problem. No. Now, basically, guys, the first thing which I'm not sure you've ever seen it or not, I'm talking about the function in the JavaScript. How would a function in JavaScript, guys? You have function. Suppose I have a function to add 2 numbers in JavaScript. How I'll write? We write function. Now function add, it take 2 parameter a comma b and we return a plus b. Okay. Now guys, in a JavaScript, another version is available, ES5 and ES6. ES stand for ECMA. ECMA script. What is that? Basically, guys, ECMA script is a standard of writing the code. Okay, as example, I'll give you. I'll say one thing, guys. I'll say, I am having had dinner. I'll say, I am having had dinner. Now, one thing is very clear, guys, that it's English. It's an English, not it's an English. But other point is, guys, that it's a wrong English. I say, I am having had dinner. The point is like that, guys. When I say I'm having had a dinner, one thing is that it's a English, but on the other side, other thing is it is ultimately your wrong English. Guys, how I come to know that it's a wrong English? Because grammar is a one who told me your English is wrong, correct? So grammar is a checkpoint which is telling me what your English is right or wrong. In a very similar way, guys, when I talk about the JavaScript have a standards, style or structure writing a code. So structure or a standard which you follow in JavaScript is basically coming from the ECMAScript. ECMA is a one that will ultimately tell me that which version of JavaScript I'm writing. But the best part here is that, guys, in a JavaScript is not a problem. Suppose I am writing a code. It is possible that I write half of the code in the old version, half of the code in a new version, still your application work. Then nowhere to mention that which version I am using. Now you must have heard, guys, everybody saying that, okay, for a React, you require ES6, for a React, you require ES6 like that, correct? So point is like that, guys, in the terms of it is not compulsory. I will show you guys, I can write the complete React application, the old version of React also, still it will work. But although according to the market, according to the maximum people who are following, they're following a latest standard. But just to break that stereotype in terms of that it's not possible, it is possible. Just understand, guys, the React gives us the JavaScript gives a functionality that you write the code in the old or new version, they're all same. Okay. So here, if I talk about, guys, I am writing a same function in the old version like this, and same function in the new version will be like this. Let add equal to bracket a comma b arrow and return a plus b. Same. It's not like that this is faster, this is slower. Both are same, guys. Same way they work, same output they will give, same input they will take. It's absolutely same. Only thing is they are two different functions. That's it. Okay. So guys, this is how it a function JavaScript. Anyone, any question? Yes, Vikas, you go ahead first. Vikas, your voice is not coming.
Sorry, I was on mute. Is it clear now? I'm really sorry for that. No, so I'm still on that single page application concept. I'm hoping you're going to cover it as we move ahead, but just still have some doubts. So there are two things. One, you said header and footer is common for all the pages, right? And at the same time, you said home page, contact, and about, right? At the example that you took, right? They will get refreshed. Content get refreshed, right? So does it mean that every time home, contact, or any other page would get refreshed, the header and footer would also get refreshed, or no, they would remain?
They will remain.
No, they would remain same. Okay. Where that structure would be defined, initial structure, where the refresh would start happening. Is there any initial structure as well where that header and footer we can define, say that, okay, they would not get refreshed, rest all thing would get refreshed, like header and
Refresh
header.
depend upon two things. One is a routing, one is a state change. So
Okay.
refresh is two things. When routing, one is a state change. Whenever you jump from one component to the component, then that content will load. Second, the refresh inside the component only happen when a state change.
Okay, so it's something in the future we are going to cover, right? So might
I
be
will
a
see
future
that.
question. Okay.
Yes.
And second thing is it like possible, or is it right assumption that when the page get refreshed, right? Is it like in one single click everything would get refreshed? If let's say on the home page, if I have to show all the content, it would be one refresh, or it can be combination of Ajax as well, right? Like you are loading something and then you can use Ajax as well to load something async as well. So is it kind of valid scenario, or no, that is not how it would work?
Not valid scenario. Ajax is not used in the React. You will see that when you write a code now, you will get a more clarity over it.
So it would be like, if I am loading home page, whatever I want to show to the customer, it should be, everything would get loaded in one single hit. It's not like something is loading like
one
later
thing.
on. Yeah.
One
Okay.
thing. Okay. Okay. Rajan.
Yeah, thank you. Just one question. So do you anywhere do you mention what version of JavaScript we use in the
Mention that. No.
code? We don't mention. So it's a backward compatibility also support.
What do you think where the browser, where the JavaScript get run? Who will compile the JavaScript?
Client browser. Yeah.
The browser is already aware of that, so you don't have to mention it anywhere.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Thank you.
Yes. Hi. Hi. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said header and footer don't get refreshed, right? So
Right.
my question is, like when we sign in, right? The sign in button is usually placed on the header. So when we sign in, it gets
The option
refreshed
available
when we
force
see.
refresh. If you want that to make it refresh, then option also available force refresh.
Okay, so after sign in, we see
Do that,
like
sir.
my account or something
I'll
like
tell you
that,
guys, it's
right?
too early to talk about these things. Understand? It's too early.
Okay, okay,
right?
okay.
Because
Yeah.
anyways, as I mentioned to you yesterday, that we're gonna do a sign in, sign out, right? So you will see that.
Yes.
What's gonna happen in that case?
Okay,
So
okay.
manage those things.
Okay. Thanks.
Here's a question is related to the any future thing. Now, anyways, I'm gonna cover that. When I cover, you will see that. Don't worry about it. Any more questions, guys? Anyone? Fine. Next thing, guys. We'll do one more small thing and then we'll go for a break. So now when I talk about the React application, how it works. Here in the index file, guys, you have to import, first of all, called React. You have to import here one thing called React. That is coming from the library called React. Guys, it is very similar if anybody is familiar with the syntax. That is var React equal to require React. Here, this React is a package name and is a variable name. Either if I follow syntax of import, that's a ES6 syntax. If I follow syntax of the require, it's basically ES5 syntax. Anyone is work, I show by running by both the ways also. So we'll go right now in the way that import React from React. Then we start writing our function here. You write a normal function or arrow function, both are same. I write here const app. You give any name to that. It's not compulsory, guys. The file name and the component name or a class name should be same. It's not Java, where a file name and the class name should be same, not required. I say const app equal to bracket equal to arrow. And basically in the return, here I write one h1 tag, say hi from React. Here, guys, you have one word used called JSX. JSX. That can stand for JavaScript XML. Basically, that's a file extension also. It is possible, guys, to create the file with the extension of .js or file with the extension of .jsx. Both are possible. I can show you by doing that also, don't worry. But here what happened, guys, all the HTML that you will write will be the part of the JavaScript file only. All the HTML that you will write will be the part of the HTML file will. So all this HTML is a part of a JS file only. There will not be any separate HTML file, guys. So there will be no separate HTML file. So it's more or less, I can say, all the JavaScript, say HTML is a part of the JavaScript file only, guys. Okay. Then how will display this content? So here we have the next package called import React DOM from React DOM. This is one old and new structure I'll write down. First, let's understand it. React DOM, that's coming from a package called React DOM. Now, where are this package, guys? I showed you when the app generate, it install 3 packages: React, React DOM, React Script. All the package you can ignore as of now. So here, guys, in this structure, now we say React DOM. Now React DOM have a method called render. There's a method inside the React DOM called render. Again, I'm telling one thing, guys. If someone is absolute fresher, okay, who all are absolute fresher, guys? Who have never done any coding? Who is here who's absolute fresher? Only one person. Okay. Ritesh, I'm not sure, buddy, how much you will be able to grab in a first go. Might be for you is just like that. You should. So whoever is a fresher, guys, I'm not sure how much you understand in one single go, right? For you, it requires extra effort that you should go back and check the thing once again, because ultimately I'm using a word called method inside this. If you've never done a coding in life, you never know what the method is. So then I recommend, if you have never done it, then do it. This next week, take this as the opportunity that you should learn maximum JavaScript what you can, because that will be helpful to you. Else you might struggle at some stage. Okay. Okay. Now, although only the 2 or 3 will are there are absolutely fresher, apart from all are already mentioned, they are already experienced. That's great. Now, guys, here the next thing is in the React DOM.render. You have to mention your component name. My component name is app. Whatever the component name, I say A, B, C, X, Y, Z, whatever I say. Then you write here document dot get element by ID root. What is this root? Guys, this root is the ID of the div. See. Here your div whose ID is root. What we're trying to say in this line, we are saying that load all the content. Whatever is the output of this function, load all the content basically in the div whose ID is root. That's what we're trying to say here. That load all the content, whatever the return part of this, in the div whose ID is root. So this is what it's saying. Now, if you go back and check the browser, you will see hi from React. Now, if you ask me, sir, how these 2 files are connected? Here, guys, one package called as React script. When I write npm start, okay, at the time I write npm start, at that time, basically what happened, guys? This command execute React script dot start. So React script dot start. This is a command that get executed. So this is a command, guys, that do all the background job to compile the application. First of all, guys, we don't have to go inside it. What exactly do, how exactly, but if still somebody won't do it, yes, it's open platform, you can do that. But more or less, I'll tell you, nobody gonna ask you this thing. And even though you don't require it at any stage, you don't require it. So, but if you still have a lot of extra time, you are most welcome to explore that. If you still got any confusion there, if I can help you out, I'll help you out. Okay. But this is the package that help to bundle this application, compile this application, and load in the browser. This is the initial structure that we have. Anyone, any question in this first? Yeah, Rajan, go ahead.
Yeah, just a small question. So you are that React DOM.render, you are putting that app component inside the div tag, right? Or the whole HTML is coming inside the app. That doesn't make sense. Actually, the H1 is supposed to go inside the div tag, right?
Yeah.
H1 tag.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And we can see that from the browser also. Just right click, inspect, go to the element. In this, you will see body have a div have that H1. We can see from here also. Fine. Any more questions, anyone? But one thing is that, guys, now I like to quickly show you one thing. Pandu, unmute once. Pandu, unmute once. Guys, again, I'm recommending raise hand and ask a question because I might miss a chat. Pandu, you can unmute and talk once you are ready. Okay. Fine.
Hi, sir.
What's your question?
Yeah, instead of document.getElement by ID, can you use $? That is the jQuery.
So can I directly write $, in any HTML file, sir? Is it possible?
No, sir.
What I require for that?
jQuery.
Sir, when you're using already, then why you're in one framework? Why you want to include other framework inside that?
Okay.
Generally, sir, we don't do that. Everything is not about optimizing code. Doesn't means reduce the length of the code. Just to tell you guys, optimizing code doesn't mean that reduce the length of the code. Okay, optimization is a different story. Else, people can clear 10 lines and there's a code to optimize. It's not like that. Now, guys, one thing I want to show you is if I do the same thing in the old structure, will it work? Okay, let's have a look. Same thing I will do in the old structure for you. Rather than writing the import, I will write a require syntax. And rather than writing an arrow function, I will just write the normal function. So guys, this is the your old way of writing a JavaScript. Now check out, refresh also, just to make sure it's working or not. Refresh. See guys, it's still working and working with the same way. You write the code in this structure or write the code with this structure, both are 100% valid. Okay. Now, one more thing, guys, which I want to explain here first of all is before going for a break. Now, you will notice one thing, guys. Right click and inspect this and go to the console. You will notice one thing, when warning is coming, it's not an error, it's a warning. It just say React DOM.render is no longer supported in React version 18. It is warning coming to us that if you're using a React version 18, you have to change the style of this first thing. Now, guys, this is what I'm explaining to you yesterday, that things are changing so rapidly so rapidly, you cannot do that. You cannot cope up with that. And if you're trying to cope up with that, then no one is fool, you are the fool. Why? The reason what I get that is, guys, just as an example, I'm working for one company. I have one project with me. If every month or 2 months, they launch a new version. If I'm trying to just always be updated with the latest version, guys, my application contains what suppose 20 page. Now, according to new version, a lot of things have to be changed. Then every time just I keep updating my version, then then how I'll develop my new functionalities. So point is like that, guys, nobody do. Let's talk about practical. Nobody do that. I can tell you guys, 90% market is still not using hooks. And when you see the point like that, guys, when I am so sure about my answers, 90%, 100%, 80%, how I'm so sure? If you remember, guys, yesterday I told you that I am taking the interviews for all the top companies. My team is there who take the interviews for all the top companies. And apart from that, guys, I have a habit of giving the interviews. Guys, I have a rule. In 1 month, at least I am going to give 3 interviews. Minimum to minimum, I should give 3 interviews in any company I want. Means whatever the company role I got. Why? I'm not looking for a job. I'm not looking for any job change. I just want to understand what is going in the market. Guys, you take the name of the company, I can show the offer letter from there. Okay, for us, the FANG or the FANG is a very big name, right? Like we say Facebook, Google, or other companies. See, guys, I have the offer from Facebook last year. I have the offer from a LinkedIn. I have the, not from Google. Why to lie? I'm not flaunting, guys. I'm just telling you the reality. I have the offer from the LinkedIn. I have the offer from the Amazon twice, not once, twice. The point is about, guys, when you start working in your own company, when you work your own business, obviously, guys, I have my own business. So I'm not going to work for any company. It's as simple as that. Then why I give so many interviews? Just to understand what is going in the companies, what people are asking the market, how I should be updated. I just want to check that. So what my analysis say, that still, guys, 90% companies are not using hooks because it's not that easy. Understand the point. It is not that easy. Guys, an application which is already a very big, working on one version, jumping from there, it's not easy. Just understand that point. This website is today also not working. Else I'll show you that my ranking. And guys, the point is, I'm not from IIT. I'm not from NIIT. I have not done any higher education in the out of India. But still, I got interviews from all these companies. Still, I have got the offer from all these companies. How? Because only my GitHub profile. As I mentioned, guys, I'm in the top 50 users of India. Now you understand what the population of India is. And I'm in the top 50%. So obviously, guys, being from a not any good institute, very basic institute, I am still in the top search people because of the reason, because I'm very active in my coding world and ultimately do a lot of coding. So, and guys, again, these things are very important for you to also understand it, that you don't run behind everything and don't run behind always to keep upgrading, not possible, guys. You should just hold something and do it. Now here, guys, just over one thing. If I want to remove this warning, then we'll take a Rajan question and go for a break. The solution is very simple, guys. Suppose I have this problem right now, okay? And to remove this problem, the solution will be, they have changed the syntax only. Now, they say you have to say React DOM/client. First thing is that. Second thing, guys, now the structure got changed. First, say create the container, create the component, and then load it. Not sure why they have done that, but they have done that. See, guys, everybody have to justify their job, right? Like iPhone. Every year they launch a new version with something little difference, because at the end of the day, everybody have to justify their jobs. So those who are working in Facebook and doing a development of the React, they also justify they're doing something. So that's why, guys, these key things will keep coming. So here it's say, first of all, you have to get a container. Okay, create the container which you want to target. Create the root of that. Say const root equal to React DOM dot create root container, and then finally say root dot render. In this, render this app. The one line which was there now has changed to the 3-line process. If we run, application is running in the same manner, same speed, but the best part is that warning gone. No more warning. Now your doubt, and then we'll go for a break. Yes, Rajan, go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you. Just one question. So this JS is the JavaScript runs on the client browser side. So whatever the line you return, all that thing will be executed in the browser, right? Am I correct?
Get compiled and load in the browser, buddy.
Oh, compiled code
Over
will
a
be run.
Node.js, the server is compiling this code and running
Okay.
in the browser.
So when you say compiled code, what is the response of that compiled code? Is it will it be like a HTML is the response, or
Sir,
what is the
can a browser
response?
understand Java? Just one question.
No, no, it understands the HTML and JavaScript.
The browser only understands 3 things:
Mhm.
HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So
Correct.
the output of that is always HTML, CSS, JavaScript. In a world, it's not possible that browser can understand Python. Browser only understands 3: HTML, CSS, JavaScript.
Okay. Okay, I got it. So browser gets the content in the HTML format, but then why it was throwing the error, like the React JS library error?
Because the compiled version, sir. So why not throw the error? Why it should not throw the error? That's my question.
Okay, if it returns the HTML response from the node
It's
server.
not just the HTML, CSS, JavaScript.
Oh, okay.
So the console that is coming in a browser, it's always a JavaScript. There's no other language that can print anything in this. Only JavaScript can print here something. Okay.
Yeah, correct. But if the server takes care of the compilation, okay, and those things.
Where server is taking care of compilation, Rajan?
The node server is
Sir,
actually
node is not a
compiled this.
server here, sir. Node is a compiler. Do you understand difference of server and a compiler, sir?
Oh, okay. Yeah, correct. Sir.
Node act like a compiler here, sir. It's not a server. It's not serving anything. It's a compiler which is compiling the application and loading in a browser. All the thing that loaded in the browser, sir, directly. It's not any thing that is directly serving from here.
Okay.
Output of the compiled version got loaded in a browser, and browser will serve that, buddy, not the node.
Okay.
And not possible, sir. Understand?
Yeah, I got it.
Language development you do, sir? Which language of development you do in your past experience?
Yeah, I do more of backend. I know I have worked on JS, Java. Okay,
Sir,
Java
now,
BPM.
is it possible that Java can serve something in a browser?
No.
The Java will send a compile to the browser, and browser will.
Browser. Okay.
Cool. Any more questions, guys? Okay, perfect. Now, cool, guys. Let's go for a break. Okay, let's go for a break, and after a break, let's connect again.
Guys, give me 1 minute, hold on. Okay, so let's start. Although I'll pick up one small more topic, guys, because I think then we are done after that. Okay. Now, the next thing is, guys, here now we have made the one GS file and we're dealing with that. One last topic we want to cover for today is why last topic we're saying that today, guys, we're taking a break at the little late. Although normally I take a break at 9:45 IST. But the topic was going on. I don't want to stop the topic in the middle because when the rhythm break, it becomes difficult. That's why. Okay. So now we'll talk about next thing here. Now, guys, take an example. I write one H2 tag here and say, this is React app. Okay. This is React app. The application got break. Might be some of you know how to solve it also. I'm not saying no to that. You know, you must know suppose how to solve it also. But let's understand the logic a little bit. I'll ask you one simple question. Okay, you have to answer that in a chat. Do not unmute and answer. Answer that in a chat. I read one function, guys, simple function.
What this function will return? This function will return a comma b. I call this function and pass here 4,9. In the function add, a take two parameter a comma b, return a comma b, and I call this function with parameter 4,9. Guys, tell me in the chat what you think is the output for this. What this function will return? 13. Okay. 4,9. Okay. 13, 13, 13. 4,9. Okay. Error. Okay. Will not return. Okay. 4. Okay. Maybe error. Okay. Awesome. So I got a lot of answers, guys. But the best part is that in these answers is that all of you are wrong. Sorry to say, but all of you are wrong. Not even a single answer out of 40 people, not even a single person has given the correct answer, guys. Let's run this code. Answer for this is 9. Answer for this is 9. Now you can check yourself, guys, your answer. If somebody is thinking like, no, sorry, you're lying, my answer is correct. But according to the chat which I have, none of you is correct. All of you are wrong. That's what you're here for, to learn. You don't need to worry. You should always answer my question, whether right or wrong, absolutely fine. I never take anyone's name. I never discourage people that you get wrong answer. I always want to participate, because understand one thing, guys. If you already know all these things, you never come at this place. You're here to learn. Right? So little bit fun also is required. Not like, okay, just teaching. We require some fun also, right? Okay. So here, guys, the output is 9. Now, why output is 9? I'll tell you the reason. Guys, this is a very basic funda of a coding. Okay, it's a very basic funda of any programming language in the world you go. Any means any. You know, Java, Python, Ruby, .NET, Erlang, Golang, any language you go in the world. The basic funda of a programming language is that, guys, function cannot return more than one value. The basic logic is one function cannot return more than one value. This is the basic logic of any programming. If you want to return this now, you have to wrap into one array or object. Let's say like out is equal to a comma b and return out. This is fine. It will return the array of 4,9. That's fine. But it's not possible for one function to return more than one value. Now, how we can return a 4 from here? To return a 4 from here, say b comma a. If you run this code now, it'll run 4. So b comma a, it'll run 4. But the a comma b, it'll run 9. So function cannot return more than one value. It can only return one value always. And guys, I can guarantee you one thing. If anyone is here who think like I am a good in the coding, again, I'm not discouraging anyone, just to tell you that. Guys, there's so much things, so many concepts, so many questions, basic, I'm telling you about basic things. I can guarantee you. I'll ask you so basic thing, but 99% people will not able to answer those questions. And that's what, guys, we think like, array, we know so many things, but how we got rejected? Because, guys, when we go for a higher interviews, I'm not talking about small companies, we go for a big companies. The concept they ask is, we have done that. We have never actually experimented those things. There's just like that. So way to crack the big company interviews is to be core in the concept. Nobody, well, I'll tell you one thing. If you apply for a job in Facebook for a React, I can guarantee you guys, only 10% React they will ask you, only 10%. 90% will be just JavaScript. 90% will be JavaScript. Only 10% React they ask. They know one thing. If a person knows JavaScript, React to it is just like this. Getting a point? So core should be strong. These frameworks are anyone can learn any framework. Guys, I have never taken any professional training for any of the framework. And you give me any framework, in a 2 days, I can develop an application that framework in 2 days. I can guarantee this thing. Only about is if you know the basic strong, you can do anything. Now, here guys, solution. I said now, many of you know the solution to the problem. The problem was that when I'm returning a 2h2 tag, 1h1, h2 tag, it break. Why? Because it indicate the compiler that you're returning a 2 different value, which is not allowed. The solution to that is put them in one div. Some other options are also available for empty tag, React fragment. We'll talk about those things. But wrap into one div. And now see, if you refresh, it works. And guys, if I bring a mouse over this, it's a JSX. It's a JSX. Basically, when we write a Java HTML inside the JavaScript, that's referred as the JSX. Now, in one div, you have 10 more divs, you have more content, you get any structure, that's fine, it'll work. But outer, it should be always one div should be there. Make sense? Any question, guys, till this point? And the last concept we'll do for today. And I think we'll done after that. Any question till this point? Okay, awesome. Now, a very last concept. What about, guys, if I have more than one JS file? So I'll make a one JS file called header.js. How it work? Again, generate the component. Import React from React. In every component, guys, you have to import this, okay? Then we'll say const header equal to bracket equal to arrow equal to curly braces. This header will return, guys, one div. In this div, in the center tag, I'll say one h1 tag. There I'll say React app. And I'll put one horizontal line, HR tag for horizontal. So next component header, I'm writing this HTML. Now, guys, you cannot render this header. Remember one thing, guys, rendering can only and only happen through one particular So as rendering can only happen through one particular file that is indexed. That's called single page application. Only rendering will happen from here. All the content which go in the HTML will be from this file. No other file is capable of doing this thing. Then what we'll do? All other file will be export. Export default header. Now what the default means? That this is the only thing that is exported from this file. Now, when you make the second component, guys, okay, you cannot render it. You have to export all other component except index. What we'll do is you're going to import it here. I'll import header from /header. Again, guys, now the file name and the component name should be same. No compulsion. I can give name of this component as ABC also. It's absolutely perfect. So we import header from header file. And now just bind it here. Just call the component like this. How we differentiate it's a component or a tag? Guys, it's a basic thing. Every HTML tag always starts with a small letter. You see any HTML tag, always start with a small letter. But a component name always starts with a capital letter. If you run with a small letter, it's not a component, then it acts like a tag. Now go back to browser and see, guys, hey, your application is loading. Now in the element, you have body. In the body, you have a div root. In the div, you have one more div, which have the content of the header. So many divs. How will all overcome that? We'll do next class. But so each component that you create will be rendered from here. And now in a very similar pattern, I will create one footer component also. And guys, now the vibe which is coming to me is that now the things are start going over the head. I am right or wrong?
Okay. So look like guys, now the things are start going over the head because I think this is more than sufficient. Okay, anyways, guys, only last few things, then we'll stop. I'll make one more component called footer. In the footer, I'll use a S3 tag. I'll say ampersand copy for a copyright symbol. We'll say developer funnel. And this is one component, one more component called footer. Now this footer component, guys, we again import. We'll import footer from /footer. Import footer from /footer and just use it. So in the top of my website, I have the header. At the bottom of my website, I have the footer. How it will change and all things will happen to you in the further classes, but this is how it works. And very last concept. What happens if I import by the small letter H? It will not throw any error, will not work. Why? Because for a compiler, it's a tag name, not a component. Other thing, you export by the name of header and you import by the name of ABC. Absolutely perfect. It'll work. But if it's a small ABC, it will not work. The basic funda is you import by any name also, it's fine. Why? Because this is the only thing you're exporting. Default. So import by any name, it's fine. But obviously we never do those things. I'm just telling you, okay, what all the possibilities are there. But it should always start with a capital letter. That's a basic funda. Without a small letter, it will not work for you guys. So this is how our application will look like. There are 3 components. And if I make them as a JSX files, is it fine? Do I have to make any change in that? So I'll make them as a JSX files. There's a rule say, anyways, it's a JSX only. You're writing a JSX inside the JavaScript only. But the rules say, if you're making it a JSX, then every file should be JSX, not JS. You have to follow one thing, either all JS, either all JSX. You will make it JSX. The only thing you have to do is you have to restart the application. How to stop? Control-C to stop and restart. Restart is important, else it will not work. Once you restart, it will work. Exactly same, no problem in that case. So either make everything JS or either make everything JSX, it's fine. It's just an extension. If you know, guys, there are 2 extensions for HTML also, HTML and HTM. HTML and HTM. HTM is an old extension, HTML is a new extension. So similarly, here also, earlier people use, in the very beginning, people use the JSX. Now I have not seen people writing a JSX files. I mean, the extension is JSX. But if you write also, that's fine. Not a big deal. Means if I write a JSX also, it works same. See, it's working. Not a, I have not to make any change in the code. But still, guys, I'll go according to the standards. That is JS. So my standard will be JS only. But if you want to make a JSX file, you can try that also. And guys, I think that's it for the day. So recompile it. First of all, I'll push this code, guys. The code is pushed. You can access the code from the same place, guys. One minute, guys. I'll open the platform for questions also. So all the code is, guys, available at the very similar position. That is your same place. You can click here and you can download it. If you know how to clone it, it's good. Else next week, guys, I am planning to do some part of my Git also. And the last, I'll again share that. Okay. When do we do this quiz and assignment? It is all your job, buddy Jody.
It's your all job. But whatever assignment you can cover according to content, cover that. No need to worry much about it. If the pop-up is coming our deadline, it's fine. You will have enough time, means till the course end. After that, you have 2 months to complete all these things. Not to worry about assignments. Only assignment, not to worry about. Okay. Quiz is your call. Whatever you can solve right now, you can solve. As I mentioned, we make a curriculum, but every trainer have their own way of teaching. So no need to worry much about it. Whatever question you are able to solve according to topic, you can solve. Whatever assignment you can complete according to topic, you can complete. Okay. So no need to worry much about them. Make sense? Srilata, go ahead, please.
Hi Akash, in my React project, I have seen the files with extension .tsx.
That is means they're writing a TypeScript.
Okay, so that is the only difference, is it, from JSX, JS to TSX?
Kind of writing code will be different, ma'am. Means at the end they are trying to achieve the same thing, but in the TypeScript language.
Yeah, eventually TypeScript will be compiled to JavaScript in the browser, na?
That's what the point means. That's why I never understand the reason why it's written TypeScript. But then you are compiling back in JavaScript only because browser cannot understand that. And the reason also why I write it. These are those people who are very obsessed with the classes, and obsessed in terms of they're coming from a Java or .NET background. In their whole life, they are in the classes. Now, when we ask them to write in a front end, they're very much worried about functions. So they find one solution, that is TypeScript. And that's how the TypeScript got generated also, ma'am. If you read that story, they developed by .NET people because they were forced to write a front end code. So they find their own solution that ultimately will write a JavaScript in a TypeScript, which are pure JavaScript classes for a front end. So that's the reason. Because if you notice who developed the I'll say TypeScript, is a Microsoft. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, then Ritesh. Ravindra, I can add those API URL there. Ritesh.
Yes, hi Akash. So Akash, I'm complete fresher, like almost from non-technical background. So as you yesterday said, in JavaScript, we need to go through if-else, function, loop, array, and some variables, right? So like, can you tell me in a more detail and sequentially, like from what part of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript should I go through for next coming week classes?
Sir, for you, you have to go to a lot of things, Ritesh.
Like for next week, what should be like? What should I?
Sir, according to requirement, so you should go with all the things, right? Because all things will be required. Not I can give a specification that okay, only this. The only thing is that you should only do this thing. It's not like that. भाई चाहिए तो मैं सब, लेकिन जितना कर सकते हो उतना जितना ज्यादा कर सकते हो उतना कर लो भाई, मैं ये बोल सकता हूँ.
So मतलब W3 स्कूल का जो HTML CSS है उतना काफी है क्या?
हाँ काफी रहेगा.
Okay.
Then Vikas.
Yeah, Akash, where I can see this compiled code on the node server, is there any location where I can see the compiled?
Just write npm run build. You will see the one folder generated called dist folder where you have a compiled code.
npm run build, is it a command? Okay, so to see the compiled code of the app, is it?
Load in your application only. The application one new folder called build folder. You need to have a compiled code.
And that would be HTML, CSS, and JS only. That is rendered by browser, is it?
But you cannot read that. You're not able to read that. It's a compiled version, unified version, buddy. For you,
okay. And second thing on the PWA side, so whatever we are doing, it would work only on the desktop, or it would work on mobile and other tablet as well, or it's only for desktop at this moment?
Nothing like that. If you're talking about the mobile web app, then obviously responsiveness is the one thing that you take care. That's it. If you're making Android application, then obviously this will not work.
So there are two files that you removed earlier. You said it's a PWA.
What the PWA means?
Sorry?
You know what the PWA means?
Yeah, I know that.
But PWA has nothing to do with the mobile application, if you're aware of.
No, it's for the browser. I'm saying that your browser should work on mobile and tablet and other application as
Without
well, right?
PW also you can do that. How does it matter? You open my website, and I not PW, open a mobile browser, it will work. PW different story, buddy. What a PW is according to you? Okay, first let's talk about that.
It should automatically adjust the size of your website when you're browsing it on mobile, tablet and desktop, right?
That is called responsiveness. PW stands for progressive web apps.
Okay, can
PW
you
stands
explain
for
that?
the apps that run without internet. That's called offline apps. That's called PWA. The what you are talking about is called responsive designing, buddy. Okay. PWA has nothing to do with the browsers or a tablet or a mobile.
So
Just
is it a
you get understanding? Yeah, it's not a part of our course although, but if you just read it, you get a better understanding about what the PWA is.
Oh, okay. I thought it's the same thing, huh? But thank you for clarifying it. So you're saying it is something it's a native app, huh? That would be installed in the mobile and then you can do it. Is it?
No. You do one thing. This time
Okay.
you go back and read about PWA. What the PWA is? The offline mode of the web app, buddy. You can download the web app in the browser, in a desktop, plus it can run offline also. It's like some part of application can run offline. That's called PWA.
I will
For example, right now my application is not running. If I try to run it, it will at least show me some offline page like that. It's called PWA. You read it to understand it better rather than me explaining it in a half.
I will do that. I will do that. If in case question, then I can ask, right? Or no?
Sorry, you will not able to make a PW by directly. वो ऐसा नहीं है कि आप गए और PW पढ़ के आ गए और आप सीख गए, ऐसा नहीं होता भाई. PW is a longer concept.
Okay. So there is a you remove those two file. So those are
Support for the PWA, but for PWA you require 10 more files, bhai.
No, I'm asking just generally. I'm not asking to cover that.
One file, Vikas, understand. If that is in a one file, it can be PWA, na? Then I have told you also.
Okay, no issue. Thank you.
So with
Hi Akash, I have two questions. So first question is when you give us one function which return the 4 or 9 into that is the last element. So how it is that why it is not or stop on the first element? That is answer 4.
I have no answer for
So
this.
first question is this.
I have no answer for this question. Because that's not the okay. Tell me one thing. Why the name of why we read a var? Why we not at Soviet a equal to 10? Why it's not possible?
No, I'm just asking. Let's
Suppose how we declare variable in JavaScript using a var a is equal to 10. Okay.
Right.
I'm going to write like this way. Soviet a equal to 10. Will this work?
No, it will not work, but expected output will be like a written statement. First check the 4 it is in the first element.
So wait. Don't run fast. First, why this will not work?
Because Sovit is not a predefined library, or we can say JavaScript engine will not understand what is Sovit because it is not.
That's the answer to your question. Because that's how the compiler of JavaScript is designed to run. These questions don't have any answer, bhai. That's how the compiler runs. Because in a compiler, it is written that you always return the second value. That's how the compiler is written, bhai.
Okay. That means the compiler will execute the first read the 4, then will go to the 9. Then it will return the 9, right?
I said, I don't have an answer for this question.
Okay, no issue. So my second question is if जैसे कि आपने बोला था कि इसमें कोई रिटर्न नहीं करता है, तो आपने दो स्टेटमेंट लिखा था h1 tag and then the second h1 tag. So in the similar scenario, it should return the second h1, but it did not happen.
So that's again the part of the JavaScript compiler. JavaScript compiler cannot return that.
Okay.
This is not your choice or my choice. Understand one point here. The coding is not your choice or my choice. Right?
And these questions of a coding don't have a direct answer, first of all. It's all about
Right.
some syntax which you have to follow. There's some rules which are written inside the compilers, right? Which we cannot challenge,
Got it.
we cannot change. It's not about React. In any language of the world you write. Why 1 + 1 is 2 only? Why not 1 + 1 is 3? You don't have answer for this question. Because that's how the logics are designed. That's my point. So these questions don't have a direct answer. If you really want an answer, then this solution, this answer also available. Where? You have to read about the compiler. Read how compiler of that language is written, but nobody do that. But if you're interested, then you have to read the compiler of that application.
Sure. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I'm not answering a question, but that I don't have a direct answer for this question, right? Because I have not read the compiler of the JavaScript or React.
Yeah, understood. Thanks.
Sasha. Sasha? Sasha, are you
Hello?
there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi.
Yeah, go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry because my mic is wireless. I have to connect it each time before I talk. I have a question for installation. 2 questions actually. Like why are we installing the React app globally instead of just running the NPX right away? This is number 1 because I'm running.
Answer for question is I have showed both the option to you. Earlier, NPX was not available. NPX is just a 1 or 2 year old term. When NPX was not there, you have to do those steps actually.
Oh, so I can do either or. That's what you mean, right? Not both.
That's why I mentioned while explaining that either do this or either do that.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Maybe I misunderstood for that. Okay, the second question would be for the dependencies, right? We don't do it in an environment like the staging environment or the dev, because I see we install the dependency right away.
No dependency you install for React is required everywhere. It's just like that.
What
Whether
is it?
staging or a dev or your production, everywhere requires these dependencies.
I got you, but when we do the dependency in the backend, I have to do it in the dev environment, and then when the front end take it, they would switch to the staging environment. So that's why I'm asking, should we install it in an environment or just because?
Ma'am, I'm not clear with the question. What are you saying?
So what I'm trying to say here, there is 3 different environments we build in: the dev environment, the staging, and then the build, right? Production, yes.
Okay.
So when we installing the dependencies for the React, which environment should we be like which environment should we be using, and should we install inside an environment?
You know nothing. Ma'am, understand one thing. How the dependency will vary from environment to environment. Does dependency vary from environment to environment? Ma'am, does a dependency vary from environment to environment?
For the front end, I don't know. For the back end, yes, it's taken from the dev to the staging.
Ma'am, tell me one thing. Using a blockchain, I'm using one particular package for a blockchain in the dev. Do I need some different package for a staging for a blockchain?
No.
Then it's same for every language. The package is in a dev that will go in a stage also, in the same package will go in a production only.
So for God, okay. So if we run that command line npm I React tabs, shouldn't involve -- save -dev? Does that make sense now?
Yes. We are talking about dev dependency. Rather than hold on. But it don't interrupt in anyone's question. It's a humble request to everyone. Do not interrupt, do not correct anyone, whatever they're asking. It's a humble request, because let that person explain and let me explain a little better option. When your chance will come, you'll talk about it. Ma'am, now you have come to the actual story. You're asking about the dev dependencies. Okay. When you write a hyphen dev, that is called dev dependency. Ma'am, what all dependency you just want on the production, you don't add minus save hyphen dev with that. And in the React, what all three dependencies we are using is required everywhere. If you're putting hyphen dev, then again, production is not aware of that. These things are written inside the Jenkins pipeline, where you mention ignore the dev dependencies. You can do same thing in React also. If any dependency you're using only for development, use a minus save hyphen dev and mention this step in your Jenkins pipeline that ignore the dev dependency. That's how it works universally for all the languages, ma'am, whether front end or whether back end. Did you got the answer now?
Okay. I think so. I think so. I mean, I think so.
Okay. Makes sense. Thank you. Yes, Rajan, now go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I'm still coming back to the fundamental question. Sorry to ask that question again and again. I try to clear some fundamental things in my mind. You said the compiled code will be written into the browser, and also you compared the same with the Java code. See, the Java code, the bytecode, I understand browser cannot be executed, right? But here you say that compiled code will be executed by the browser. Okay, so that, and also you said the compiled code is not the HTML code, right?
When I said this thing that compiled code is not HTML code, it's a combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Okay. So that means it's nothing but the presentation, the full presentation layer tags will be returned in the response. That's what I
You
asked
can do
in my
one thing
previous
today, na?
question.
When you go back
Yeah.
to the after the class today, na, just in the same application, write one command npm run build. You will get a build folder there. You know how to serve the index file in Java?
Index.html or
Yeah.
the index.
Have you ever in your programming life, you have ever served index.html file through Java or Tomcat or Apache or
Yeah, so that's the root file. Okay, when you hit the folder, that's the root file will be looked at.
Forget
Okay,
about
and
that.
that will
Forget
be
about root file. I have one simple HTML file. Have you ever served a plain HTML file from a Java or okay? Does Java is a server or Java is a language?
Java is a language.
What is a server Java?
See,
wait.
See, in older days, okay, servlet inside servlet we used to return the HTML tag like
Sir,
how
what
you are
exactly
returning now.
is used to run the Java?
That's server, like some WebLogic, WebSphere, some kind of server.
Very simple, Tomcat.
Yeah.
Everything run either over a Maven or a Tomcat.
Yes. No,
Correct?
Maven is the compiler. Maven is the compiler, not the server. Okay.
Say
Maven is the
Tomcat.
compiler.
Okay, let's go with a Tomcat. Let's not go into that much detail of our Java. When I say you can run the React application over a Java, I mean to say you can serve the React application. Just I'm serving through Node. You can serve the same React application through Tomcat. That's the answer to the question. And if you want to see that, just wait for a few days. When I'll run the build of application, you will see that, sir.
Okay. Okay, sure. Thanks.
And if you're very much in a hurry, then I already answer a question. Run a command npm run build. It will make a one build folder. In that build folder, you have an index.html. Write your Java code to serve that index.html and all the static files from the build folder. So application start running over a Tomcat or Apache, whatever you will use. Okay. You can try that today. Just write npm run build and you will see that. Okay. Then Pandu, go ahead with your question. Pandu.
Yeah.
Yes. What's your question?
Where will be our CSS file?
Don't worry, guys, sir. In next class, we are going to talk about CSS. So we'll see that. Okay. I'll show you how to do your CSS with that. Guys, when I say in the next class, do not take it otherwise. Okay. Do not take it. Akash is not answering a question. Just understand one thing. If I right now, as example, Panu is asking CSS. If I show him a CSS where exactly CSS is, other people not able to relate it. Rather than ask how to serve that build file. If I just show it right away, other people not able to relate it. So if we go step by step, it'll be great. And I already answered. If you're in very much hurry, then you have to do this step to just see that. Make sense? So don't take me otherwise, guys. Yes, Vikas.
Sorry, same on the same line, Akash. Like if I have to make PWA responsive, is it two separate path or no?
Two separate paths.
Oh,
Absolutely separate path.
So like whatever we are doing, if I have to go to PWA, it's
Nothing
again like
it's nothing to do with the sir. That's why I said, na sir. You should go back today and study about what the PWA is, what it means. Because right now, sir, problem here is you're not aware of what the PWA is. You get confused in two things: responsive versus PWA. So I recommend that this week now you go back and read about PWA. Then come back next week now. I'll show the example of PWA also to you. What the PWA look like.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Cool, guys. I think I'm able to answer everyone's question. Thank you. And I hope you like it. And yeah, then I'll see you in the next class. Yes, Raghavendra.
Hi, Akash.
Yeah, Raghavendra.
Akash, if you want to use TypeScript in React.js application means we need to first install TypeScript and we need to give any connection.
Sir, this is a problem there now. We are just running a bows in the air. हम सिर्फ हवा में तीर मार रहे हैं. Sir, is a TypeScript in software?
No.
Then sir, why you have to install a TypeScript? Sir, to use a JavaScript, have you installed the JavaScript on your laptop?
No.
Sir, TypeScript is same like this way only, sir. Okay. Sir, देखो, if you have to study something extra apart from a curriculum, na, you have to do your little homework also from your side. Because I don't have that much time to explain these extra stuff in this class because that's out of my curriculum structure. And I have some restrictions also, sir. I can go up to some level, but not beyond that level in the companies like Edureka because everything is recorded, everything is monitored. If I go very beyond from my track, na, sir, they will come back and call me back. Why you are doing this thing? My point. So if you want to learn anything like this way, you have to do little your homework, and homework is that first understand what TypeScript is. As example, Vikas say PWA. I simply said him first understand what PWA is. Okay. I have answer for every question. I have a sample of TypeScript also, sir. But I cannot do it right away. Might be in a very last of a class. I can show you one small app. I cannot, by not writing, I can show one code. Okay, this is how the TypeScript with React look like. That I can do.
Oh. Okay, Akash. Akash, and one more thing I missed. I asked Zomato APIs
Just
instead
check
of
your chat.
Flipkart.
Sir, check your chat. Flipkart is down, sir. Flipkart is no longer available with me. I have no alternate for Flipkart APIs right now, sir.
Okay.
Cool, guys. Thank you. And yeah, happy weekdays. And I'll see you next class. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.